Hi Libra, welcome to your reading for Leo season. So it's August 2019. Thanks for tuning in. Please join me here while I'm shuffling to tune in, check in with your higher self, ask your higher self to connect to my higher self so that we can create a feedback loop. That way the messages that come through here will be tailored especially for you. If you do, take a moment to actually do that little visualization and set that loop up. You'll find that this could be just as profound as having a personal reading for me. So it's worth your while to actually just do that. It doesn't take more than a second, literally as long as it took me to describe. So set aside any distractions. Just focus completely here on the reading. I want to make sure that you get the most out of your time here with me. So put aside any other tasks, set some headphones on and grab a cup of tea and join me here for the next half an hour or so we can see what is going on with the energies that are available for you this time. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, Libra, you have some interesting cards here in your reading. There's just two major arcana in the spread. My first initial feeling while I was putting the cards down was that there may be a situation going on for you at this moment where, and there obviously it's not going to be true for everyone, but what I felt is that there is an energy here where a previous lover or someone from your past that you may have been dating or romantically connected to in the past may be circling back around during this month to say, hey, what's going on, and just want to like check in with you, and they may be trying to get back with you. That's what I feel. But what I feel from you is that you may actually not be really feeling that person. You're not feeling that person. Because I feel like you felt betrayed by this person in the past. And you may feel like if you're getting back together with this person would be detrimental to your well-being and to your self-esteem. Like it feels like you've outgrown them in the time period since when you were with them till now. You may have developed quite a lot and cultivated a lot of, self-worth and self-value. I feel like you've been putting in a lot of time and effort into self-nurturing, into cultivating like contentedness and fulfillment in your tasks that you take on, in the way that you make your days unfold, is kind of like really focused on your personal well-being and health. And I feel like bringing this person back into your situation, it's not what you know that it's not right for you. That's what I feel like. You know that it would be pouring energy into something that will not necessarily bring back a reward for that investment of energy and effort. And I feel that this is descriptive of just how, in a way, it's almost like this kind of little moment in time where someone's coming back around to check in on you, to maybe try to get back with you. It's almost like you've kind of invoked this kind of little story to kind of show yourself that you've actually built a lot of self-esteem as a result of that person's, leaving, or whatever, however the situation played out previously. If what I'm talking about is something you can relate to, I feel like this is a little situation that you may have concocted for yourself to show yourself exactly where you are, and as far as like how much confidence and self-esteem that you've actually created for yourself over the last few months. So that's pretty cool. But that's not for everyone. Obviously not everyone's going to have some like an old lover coming back. But what I do feel is here though for everyone in general is that it is really about self-esteem and how much work and practice and time you've put into like really building your self-esteem, building your self-confidence, and also like working on your energy in general. Like your vitality is really kind of cultivated. That's what I feel. This Knight of Wands here at the foundation of the reading. There's those 2 pages there at the top of the spread. Here you have the Nine of Cups with the Ace of Cups. I mean, I've more or less kind of just synthesized all the cards into one snapshot and kind of gave the reading there with that introduction. But let me see if there's anything else here I can get from these cards here. There's 2 4s in the reading. 4 of Swords is upright, and the 4 of Pentacles is in reverse. Again, I feel like this is describing what I just said there earlier, where like you may realize that like if someone's trying to get your attention again, someone from the past, I think you understand that would be a waste of energy, and that like if you violate your own boundary by allowing that person to come back in, then it's almost like you are, you know, satisfying your own feedback loop of confirming to yourself whether or not you've actually really genuinely cultivated self-esteem, or if you're just kind of kidding to yourself about that, you know, if you know what I mean. Let me see what else is here. The overall feeling I'm getting from this, guys, is that this is about self-confidence. It's really about self-confidence. It's really it's almost, yeah, like I said, there could be people from your past coming back around, and it's almost like that energy of feeling those people from the past. It's a way of you being able to measure your frequency in relation to the time and space that you were in with those people in the past, whether or not we're talking about a lover or just like people in general, social circle, people coming back around. It's kind of helping you see and map and calibrate exactly where you are in your energy now compared to where you were in the past, in context to those people and those places, you know. And it's a very beneficial check-in that I'm feeling from this circling back around. It doesn't have to be like a triggering kind of traumatic feeling where you're like, you know, revisiting hurt feelings from the past because someone that you know, either broke up with, or friends that you maybe had I'm hearing rivalry or some kind of falling out with from the past are coming back into your sphere. What I'm feeling here is that the energy of those people coming back into your vortex is actually helping you realize that you have actually healed from that situation, and that you're not triggered by that. That's what I feel like. There's this calm energy of like, okay, there's this person coming back around that in the past may have hurt you very badly, or may have like set you off on a kind of journey that you may not have seen coming, like some kind of energy that catalyzed you as a result of some kind of painful experience that was triggered by someone's behavior or words towards you. And the journey that you've been on since then, as far as like where it took you in terms of your own healing journey, and how it helped you discover parts of yourself that needed to be restored and resolved. And like I'm hearing something that was like if there was something misunderstood about yourself, this person's behavior through a difficult experience actually helped you kind of remember the truth of who you are, and help you kind of restore your self-esteem. And so seeing them again, this little check-in moment, is just helping you see just how far you've come in your own personal journey since that time. And it's just a little check-in. It's nothing more than that. You don't need to get sucked into any kind of trips with this person, you know, as a result of seeing them again. It's just up to you to kind of maintain your poise and your grace and your confidence and your self-love. And that person's energy can't affect you because you've already evolved past whatever that karmic friction or trigger that person kind of generated within you. Let's have a look at the bottom of the deck. Queen of Pentacles. So there's your self-confidence, there's your poise, there's your grace, there's your like self-love and grounded self. Queen of Wands reverse, Six of Swords reverse, and Page of Swords. So yeah, this is basically a summary of what I just said. Like you're sitting there in your poised, graceful, self-confident posture. Someone may be coming back around to kind of attempt to trigger you, or attempt to kind of pull you back into their web. But you already know that going back into the past with this person is is not what will serve you and suit you. It will actually trigger you, if you do that, back into kind of old stories that you've actually already outgrown. And the Page of Swords here is, I feel, just saying that you already understand, like, that this is kind of a test. This is kind of a test. Judgment is confirming that too. Like, you can see this for what it is. It's an initiation. It's like there's a little feedback loop of your own that you've catalyzed, that you've set in motion, you've set in play to kind of help you see where you are, to kind of measure, like, in your own, for your own, you know, self-awareness or self-betterment, exactly where you are and how far you've come since the time when this person was actually in your life and setting off or generating karmic, you know, lessons to be played out. I feel like this is a moment where you can, like, close the book on that story and know that you've actually completed that test and you're able to move on. I feel that's it for the general. Let me just check over here and make sure I haven't left anything out. So 3 pages in your reading: Page of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands. All kind of indicating that what this feels like to me is that this is kind of an educational experience, and you're kind of, like, again, through your initiation, it's kind of an initiation or kind of a little test of where you're at. And you're there, as I say with the tarot, there's no given outcome. There's just opportunity and possibility. So for some of you, if this message could be coming in a very timely way for you to help you understand what's actually going on, and you may be able to, through the value of the guidance being shared here, be able to minimize any troublesome situations where you may actually find yourself back in a circumstance that you've actually outgrown, just from having heard this message and acknowledging that you understand what's going on here, and you can avoid sort of any troublesome situation that you don't actually need to go through, because you've already kind of mastered this energy. So this is just a moment here to recognize and understand that you need to be really lucid in your day-to-day experiences, in the contact you have with people, and always be aware of, like, just bring presence to every situation, to be aware of what's actually going on, and be mindful of your own energy and other people's energy, and how you may feel triggered, or what, you know, how another person's energy may make you respond, and just being aware in every moment, being present, being lucid. That's where we have the greatest opportunity to evolve and clear karma from our energy body. Okay, let's move on. I'm going to take the Voyager deck now and shuffle again. This is going to be your higher octave reading. Using the same spread here, this is going to help us see, with hopefully a little bit more clarity, some more insight on the karmic and spiritual lessons at play. Although I feel like we did kind of cover a lot of that. This could either provide more clarity or insight into what's happening here. It could be separate messages altogether. It could provide a little bit of guidance as to how to best work with the energies available to us. In any case, presence is required right now. Focus your attention on the deck. Send your energy over so I can get clear messages for you. Child of World. So there's another page now. Page of Pentacles, Page of World, same card. Crossed by Man of Wands. Sorry. So that's a King of Wands. 5 of Wands in reverse. Temperance. 8 of Cups. The Hanged Man. 5 of Crystals. Chariot. Child of Wands. 7 of Wands reversed. 2 of Cups reversed. 3 of Cups. So you had this 3 of Cups in the same position in the previous spread. This time it's here in reverse. 2 of Crystals. And Woman of Cups in reverse. Okay. This spread feels a little bit like like this spread is kind of describing what it would feel, what it would look like if you decide to submit to the temptation that this person is providing you by coming back around into your world and offering you a reunion or a revitalization of your relationship. This feels like what it would look like if you submit to that temptation. And it doesn't really feel like, again, it doesn't feel that awesome. Like I wouldn't necessarily guide you towards doing that, you know, like it feels like it would bring you, like I said in the previous reading there, it could potentially bring you back into circumstances and situations that are trialing and troubling and testing and things that you may probably don't need to go through because you've already kind of pushed through a lot of those difficulties that came up as a result of what this person catalyzed in your life. So just be aware, like really think carefully about invoking this person back into your reality. Because I feel to say here that it's like, I wouldn't recommend. I wouldn't recommend it. You have the Five of Wands here as the crowning card, and here is the Five of Crystals. So, you know, these two fives bringing this energy of like strife, troublesome energy, you know. And then here you have the Seven of Wands reversed with the Two of Cups reversed, saying that like the energy that I'm feeling from this person is one that makes you feel defensive. It's kind of quarrelsome. I feel like an argumentative energy. There's kind of you know, almost bullying, a kind of bullying energy where this person maybe like kind of likes to trigger you into arguments or into kind of like, just like disagreeable arguments where they kind of need to win the argument. So you kind of you give up because you don't want to be in that energy of this discourse of like arguing and debating over something. So you just kind of like let them have the final say, even if you actually disagree with them, but that they don't actually want to hear what you have to say. They don't want to actually hear any input from you. They just kind of enjoy that like jousting, you know. And you have the Hangman here in the outcome position. This is the Eight of Cups here in the past. So from here to here, Eight of Cups says stagnation in this deck. To the Hangman. So there's another page card now coming out. I feel like for some of you there's children involved in this story. If you have children with this person that's coming back around, then obviously you need to participate in the co-parenting of that person, of that child that you created. But what I feel is here is that maybe this person wants to come back around and like have you be involved in their life in a romantic way. But what you need to understand is that that's actually not going to be beneficial either for you or for that person. But you do need to be responsible if you're a parent and participate in raising a child that's yours, and not just kind of exclude yourself completely because the person you're dealing with is a bit dramatic and you don't want to deal with them. You've got to own your responsibilities here and manage the energy in a way that, like, you know, you've got to be the bigger person here. That's what I'm feeling with these cards here. It's like kind of saying like you need to be more responsible, you need to be more adult, you need to be aware of a person trying to trigger you into drama, and rather than saying like I'm out of this story, I don't need to deal with you, you still need to be involved in the life of the child, but you need to find a way to do it so that you can manage this person's drama, to minimize it, and to hopefully hold space for them to be able to grow out of their need for drama, or their need for argumentativeness, or their need for like kind of debating. Like clearly this person has some leftover emotional baggage that they haven't cleaned up yet, and they're kind of trying to trigger you into some kind of thing with them to create friction so they can express some of the anger that they feel. That's what I feel here from these cards. But you need to help that person understand that it's not your job to do that. But I mean, maybe if there is a need here for you to be, again, available and responsible for any kind of emotional fallout that this person may have gone through as a result of the relationship that you had together. Like, own up to things that you need to be responsible for. But it's not about letting this person drag you into drama and drag you into fighting and arguing and being kind of petty and trivial so that they can express their anger that they may feel towards you. There is a need here for you to possibly like be to express your sadness or sorrow or apologize or whatever. Like if that energy is resonating for you and you feel like you understand what I'm talking about there, then it's important to own what you own and be responsible for the behavior that in the previous reading it looked like that person was the one that like created a catalyzing and difficult experience for you, but in this reading how I'm feeling is that you may have actually been the one to create difficulty and strife and sorrow and betrayal for this person. So just be aware, and it's probably a little bit of both. Nobody is ever completely like totally unresponsible for difficulties in relationships. It's always two sides of the story, right? So be aware about that and be responsible. Be available to communication, which is non-violent, which is mainly listening. Okay, I feel like that's part of what this is here. I feel like this person really needs you to hear what they have to say. They really need to be heard by you. And rather than get triggered by that person's emotions and energy of anger or frustration, just be in a space where you can listen to what they have to say and both ask for forgiveness and offer forgiveness. That's what's needed here. With the Temperance card at the foundation, with this Woman of Cups in reverse here, Two of Cups reverse here, Three of Cups reverse here. There's a need here for forgiveness on both sides of the table. So be a bigger person here. Like rise up to meet the challenge of this situation and the challenging energy of this person. And rather than like letting them swirl you into like this lower form of just yelling and arguing and screaming and throwing things around and like trying to disperse or like throw off anger, actually be willing to sit and listen and diffuse the energy. And you'll see very quickly how this person can change in front of your eyes. If you can come to this table with this kind of energy of like kindness, compassion, most of all listening, I feel this person needs to be heard. And you probably also do too. But I feel like if you are the bigger person in the situation and you come to the table and actually just be quiet and listen to what that person has to say, they'll calm down very quickly and you'll be able to express what you need to say as well. So be the bigger person here. That's what I feel is the overall message of this spread. Like actually prove to yourself and to this other person that you have grown and changed since you've been together or since you were around them last time. Prove it. Okay, let's have a look at the bottom of the deck. But again, there's 2 pages in this reading as well. So I do feel there's children involved for some of you. If not, it's kind of just indicating towards this being about a very like a learning curve. 8 of Wands. Man of Worlds reversed. 8 of Crystals. And 9 of Worlds. So there's now 3 8s in the reading. 3 8s in the reading, 2 2s in the reading, 2 5s in the reading. I feel with these cards here that again, it's mainly a lot of what this is about here is communication, creating harmony through communication. And when I say communication, as I said, mostly what I mean is listening. Really need to listen to this person. You need to give this person the chance to express what they feel and what they have to say, because I feel like they haven't had the chance to do that in the past. And just let them get it out. Like even if you don't agree, you don't need to respond. Just let them empty themselves until they've said everything they need to say, and let them calm down and let them know that you've heard them before you decide that you need to respond. And don't respond from anger. Respond from a harmonious, calm, quiet place of equanimous mind, of a willingness to resolve and hear, a willingness to offer compassion and love and kindness to this person. And that's how you're going to resolve the karma that's here. Yeah, I feel that's it here. It's quite a succinct reading this month for you guys, Libra. Let me just check over here and make sure I've got everything. There's 9 of Worlds here in the outcome card here, the final outcome. I feel that what that is describing is, again, it's a kind of a nod back to the first reading where we had the Queen of Pentacles. Here's the 9 of Pentacles. These are both speaking to me about self-love, self-confidence, self-esteem. So if you actually have embodied that energy, and if the energy that this relationship from the past triggered has actually helped you to realize self-love and self-esteem and self-confidence. Now what's happening here is you're getting the chance to actually express that through being able to hear and see and feel this person in all of their distraught, distressful, argumentative, conflict-ridden desire to kind of trigger you. And your energy of bringing this kind of calm, poised self-esteem to the person, to the table, to hear what they have to say, is going to help reflect that back to them, and they'll be able to actually calm down and see you for who you are, who you've worked yourself towards, who you've become since the dynamic that is kind of playing out here. And that will help them to trigger into their own self-realization and their own healing over whatever is lingering here that they actually are coming back around to see you about. I feel like there is some unresolved stuff here. I do feel like this person really needs to be heard by you. Temperance and Hangman here are both saying like you do need to bring a calm, quiet poise. There's also the Chariot here. So this is telling me, like, these three major arcana cards here in this reading are saying to me that this is an opportunity here for you to really provide a space for reconciliation and healing to happen, for forgiveness to happen, and for you to show through your willingness to listen that you actually have evolved a lot and you've grown a lot, and that you have kind of come to this new paradigm of awareness of your own person, of your own being, where you have actually a greater capacity for love and compassion. It's beautiful energy here, actually. What's available to you is really beautiful, but what it's gonna require from you is the willingness to actually pause and be really lucid in the moments where you're having this dynamic where someone may be triggering you into anger or energy from the past that is flared up as a result of something that someone is bringing to you, like energetically or verbally. And it's a moment for you to actually take a second to just pause before you have a knee-jerk reaction, and actually check in with yourself and see where you are, see where that person is, and actually be able to, with awareness, perceive exactly what's needed in that exact moment, and bring that without having a lack of awareness and bringing a knee-jerk reaction to a circumstance. You have the capacity to provide a beautiful space for a really big healing, and it will clear a lot of karma. There's a chance to resolve quite a lot here with this person. Okay. Yeah. 8 of Wands and 8 of Crystals here with 8 of Cups. These three 8s are saying to me that there is, that 8 for me is kind of a karmic number, and it's showing me that there is kind of like this, you know, again, it's like this person swooping back around is representative of some kind of energy that you may have experienced, some energy that you kind of cast out into the universe. And now it's coming back around for you to look at again, to realize like how much of responsibility you have in that situation, to resolve a lot of energy just by bringing your utter lucidity to the situation. So there's a lot available here for you. So stay really present. Stay really present. Don't miss this opportunity, because it's so beautiful. If you actually are embodying this energy and you feel it as it's happening, you'll realize like it'll be a Satori moment for you, for sure. There is definitely an opportunity for her, like a little mini enlightenment here. And you feel how, like, it's such an amazing feeling when you actually experience that moment where you have lucidity in a situation where you recognize how you may have reacted differently in the past to the way you're reacting now. And you can see how far you've come in your growth, in your progression. So give yourself the chance to feel that, because you've worked hard to get to this point. So don't let yourself get tricked into being triggered by something you've actually already outgrown. Libra, thank you so much for watching. It's an honor and a pleasure to read for you. Thank you for subscribing. Please do like, share, and comment. It will help me get shown up in front of other people who are watching similar content on YouTube. I'm asking your help and support to help me grow my channel. And on the screen now, you're going to see playlists for all the Libra readings from months gone by. So if you're new here, go back and take a look there at some other readings to see what we've been talking about over the last few months. There's also the playlist there for all the August readings for the other signs. So click on anything that stands out to you and see what messages are there for you for the month of August. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in next month's readings.